All right, here we are with Freedman Shadow, round 2. We are 0-1. Like I said, these cards are brought to you by Card Hoarder, so you should check them out for all of your Magic Online needs. We're on the play, which is great. And we have a good hand. So we're going to keep this. This is nice. The Bobble Street Wraith trick is always great. It's like a build your own opt. I would not, so the only thing that I would want to keep here is either a threat. Yeah, so we're going to do this main phase. Because I could hit a Faithless Looting. I could hit a discard spell. Street Wraith. Because we already have a Street Wraith and a Dismember, I don't think we want this Street Wraith. We're going to fetch, and we're going to cycle our Street Wraith now because we don't have Serum Visions in our deck, so there's a little bit less value in just keeping it around. Okay. So our Snapcaster Mages are going to be pretty stocked. So it's looking like a sort of long game. Stub's a good draw. All right, we're going to stub whatever my opponent does here, probably. No, I actually think we're going to let this go because I need to find a threat. I'd rather use my mana Thought Scouring instead of stubbing. Okay. Potentially, I should have looked at my top card with Bobble. All right, that's pretty good. So I'm fetching no matter what. So let's go get Blood Crypt. I would like to shock. Let's just hope my opponent doesn't have an answer to this. And I'm going to Bobble on their upkeep in case they play, like, I don't know, something weird. There's just no reason to not do it, and they can't. If they have a discard effect, they don't see the card. So they're drawing an Oblivion Stone. So that is going to be something worth countering. It's very likely that we're going to have to counter most things for the rest of this game. This Dismember is going to definitely like help supercharge our draw a little bit. Oh wow, they don't do anything. So they're definitely playing black-green Tron. All right, so that's a very good draw. So let's get this down here. So we have to take a payoff. Okay, so I'm actually just going to take this Oblivion Stone and get a second red source because even though this does hit one of my lands, it makes them use all their mana so they don't have a follow-up. And then I can just Battle Rage them next turn. So we want to get a second red source. Oh, no. I made a mistake. Oh, gosh, I made a mistake. This comes back. Oh, gosh. That one's going to be on camera there. That's okay. I think we're still going to get over the top of this thing. But, yeah, that was definitely a mistake. So let's see how I can fix my mistake. I just forgot that Stubborn Denial didn't counter that, which happens to the best of us. Okay. So 7, 14. So let's think here. So if we Dismember, we go to 10, potentially 1 short here. So I have to Dismember my own Death Shadow, go to 10, Battle Rage over it. Yeah, this is all right, but it's I mean, like it was just a terrible mistake from me. So let's, oh, yeah, well, I'm all over the place now. I should have used that. It's not going to end up mattering, but so if I find a way to deal damage to myself, I'm good. But I have to find a way to deal damage to myself. Because this is currently 20, they're at 14. Good. Not punished. It doesn't really matter what we fetch here. Let's get an island. We will attack. And 22 minus 7 is 15. Yeah, that was almost really bad. But we got lucky. I won't make the mistake there. I just like completely zoned out and thought to myself that Stubborn Denial was good enough to take care of World Breaker. How sweet would that be if Stubborn Denial could hit World Breaker? All right, so against this deck, I definitely want my Stubborn Denial. I want my counter spells. I would like to cut some of my Snapcaster Mages. We're not looking to play a very long game. My Fatal Push. Probably keeping my Lightning Bolts is fine. So I'm at least going to make this 3 swap for this 3 swap. Now, I kind of like Dismember because, again, it supercharges our draw, but it might be worse than a card like a Braid or a K-Command. I could just cut all of my Snapcasters because like, we're just not looking to play that long of a game. I kind of like that. They're also going to be running very deep with Relics. And I think we're just going to put in the Abrade because it's cheaper. Give me 1 second. I'll go check on my puppy. You want to submit? No, no, don't you want to run? Okay. Okay, so this hand, it's got a way to enable a Delve card and a Battle Rage. This card's a mulligan. We're on the draw. We don't have a discard spell. I think I can do better. Hand's not super explosive. This hand's got a discard spell. It doesn't fill our graveyard as well, but it's got a discard, and I don't think we want that. It's got a discard spell, and it has a threat in it. I just don't think the other hand was good enough to keep it 7. And that's very good. So that's going to enable 1, 2, 5. It's going to enable Gurmbag Angler next turn. And if we draw something like a Street Wraith, I guess we don't have a draw that lets us completely deal with all this. Okay, so Urza's Tower. So I think that the play here is to take this Wormcoil Engine because it's just so devastating if it hits. And they only have 2 pieces of Tron, so they're still a couple turns off unless they naturally draw it. This Wormcoil Engine is just going to kill us. So I think I'm going to keep this. Like, we're likely going to be able to stub either this Ancient Stirrings or this Sylvan Scrying, not both. So taking one of them doesn't make a lot of sense. And the Wormcoil Engine is just going to be so devastating. So there's a power plant. Here's the sphere. So they have Tower, Scrying, and X. Now we were immediately punished. So now we have to hold up here and probably Stubborn Denial this Sylvan Scrying. This deck is so good. This Tron deck is very good. I think that the Tron deck is potentially the best deck in the format. It's just so redundant, so good at doing what it does, so with such consistency. So anything but a mine. Thought-Knot Seer. Okay, Thought-Knot Seer is pretty good. So I'd like to see... All right, Fetch Land is great. Start with this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I'm just going to delve my graveyard. Yeah, I think I'm just going to delve the whole graveyard here. Play this Bauble. Probably just going to dismember the Thought-Knot Seer when it comes down. So I'm just going to see what they're drawing now. Drawing an O-Stone, okay. So they're going to play Thought Knots here, or they're going to play O-Stone. Scavenger Grounds. I'm just going to dismember the Thought Knots here if that's what they end up casting. Getting a red source. Oh, they're going to get the O-Stone. Okay. So we're going to be able to pop it next turn. That's good. So we just don't want to see another land. That's another thing why I liked taking the Wormcoil Engine in the beginning, because there's the mind. Because this deck, so we know their hand. Their hand's Tower, Thought Knots, your mind. Because this deck does such a good job at getting to Tron that you just, I think it's right a lot of the time to just take the payoffs. All right, we get the Blood Crypt for Black Source. Those were a very unfortunate set of draws. So I actually counterspell the Thought Knot Seer now, which is good. Because if I let it resolve and dismember it, they're just going to take it. So there's the mine. So it's likely to blow this before they cast Thought Knot Seer, I think. Because you're just throwing away your Thought Knot Seer if you don't. I left my lands in hand because I can like still cast Gurmag Angler with what I've got going on. I'm pretty close. Don't exactly have it. Okay, so my opponent's going to pause. They're not going to do it now. They're probably going to wait until the end of my turn, which is a good move. All right, and because of that. It's a card I'm not used to playing with, but I am rewarded for keeping lands in my hand for this reason. All right, so this is good. They're going to pop it right now. This means we get to effectively go fishing with our Faithless Looting and try to find something. So I think this is a pretty straightforward island street wraith. Fetch steam vents probably. I want another blue source. Oh, they're just going to do this now. Okay. No, that's a good play from our opponent. They're just limiting our draws a little bit. Question is, do I have to ditch this Dismember and this Abrade? I probably do. Probably just need another card. And then we're going to pass. I need to be able to dig another card with this Street Wraith. So there's the tower. Just hope my opponent only has one payoff. Let's counter that. He's got Karn. Karn's rough. Okay, they're going to get my Street Wraith. We're going to flash back our Faithless Looting and most likely concede this game. Because even that Death Shadow doesn't really do a lot. Double Death Shadow would give me a chance, but I can't get them both into play. All right. It's a little unfortunate. I'm not sure if I was punished by taking the Wormcoil Engine, but I like taking threats in this matchup. Okay. So I could see boarding. I want to leave in my Lightning Bolts because they deal with Karn. They supercharge our draw. Dismember deals with Thought Knot Seer, possibly like Thrag Tusk. Though I could see bringing in a couple more of these on the play and shaving 2 bolts. I think we're going to try that. I'd like one more bolt because bolt can just deal damage to yourself and supercharge your draw. That second looting was kind of clunky. Yeah, I think we have to keep this hand. I think this is the kind of hand that you've got to go fishing with when you play Death Shadow and just hope that if there's another land on top of my deck, or off of the Thought Scour, this hand's very good. I'm going to Inquisition Well, I'm actually going to Thoughtseize because I could draw Death Shadow, Thoughtseize into, or Thought Scour into a fetch land, and then be able to play it if I cast Thoughts, or if I cast this now. So I think here I'm actually pretty safe to take a Chromatic Sphere. I don't like doing this usually, but because my hand's pretty loaded, they got natural Tron. Jeez, they've just they have Tron just rolled up. They just have to cut off a draw. That's nothing but just, I mean, it feels bad to use a mana to deal with a random draw from my opponent, but I'm going to be able to take care of the Karn. What I need is I need to draw land. Because if I draw land, I can play Gurmag Angler, and then next turn I can go Thoughtseize plus like, I don't know, another Thought Scour or something. Definitely in some trouble though. This is why Tron's very good. Okay, so they drew a map. So tower. All right, there we go. So now I actually I can't just take the star because getting the Karn down is what's most important. I'm not gonna win this game unless getting the Gurmag Angler down. Excuse me. That's another great follow-up for next turn. We're gonna get nasty. Okay, so there's the mine. I'm just gonna do this now. Okay, so they had the natural Tron, excuse me. Okay, so let's see what they got here before I figure out if I'm gonna take my. So I go to 10. So I think I'm just going to take Karn, play Death Shadow. My Death Shadow is going to be a 2/2 because they're going to gain life from this. But I have a lot of draws that will help supercharge my clock. Then I just have to fade one draw step from my opponent. Then I have Stubborn Denial back up. I guess if they go to shrink my shadow, then they're not assembling Tron. So power plant. Here comes Chromatic Star. Jeez. Well, we couldn't beat that. So now I need Battle Rage. Okay. Okay, so let me think. So if I go to 7, so if I just this Inquisition's gone for sure. If I play a fetch land, fetch go to 7, have to dismember to pay 4 life, this thing becomes a 3/3, and I still die to it. So I have to block that thing no matter what. So I have a Steam Vent still in my deck. All right, so let's ditch this. Play this and pass. I need to give myself the most looks where Battle Rage can win me the game. And if my opponent gains 6 life to 21, they've got Blood Sun, Grove, Scavenger rounds, 1 unknown in their hand. That Worm Coil was tough. Okay, there's the Grove. All right. Grove, that's actually not bad, because now I can dismember this. Okay, so they have Karn coming, so we're just going to stub the Karn. This is still pretty bad, because I have to now chump block the Worm Coil Engine with my Gurmag Angler. But if I draw Battle Rage, then they're dead. Okay. All right, so we're going to flash this back. So they played Grove, Karn. At this point, I don't have time for any of these. I probably shouldn't have played that land either in case I find another Faithless Looting. But like the looting is just going. The only thing the looting is doing now is finding me. The only purpose of the looting is to find me. Okay, Relic's fine. Is to find me Battle Rage, and we still have 2 Battle Rages in the deck. We're just gonna pop this. Another Worm Coil Engine. That probably does it. There's been a rough 2 matches for the home team. All right, so I just chump block this. They gain 6. I draw Battle Rage and I kill him. That's what we're doing. We're gonna fetch a land, get into play tapped. Then I go to 5 and dismember to 1. So we're looking for battle. Oh, we don't have a fetch land. That's fine. Same thing. So now I need Battle Rage. It's not Battle Rage. All right, we'll be back for the 3rd round here in a little bit.